We made a pretty big purchase that we are really excited about, and that is a Harvest Right freeze dryer. A freeze dryer is something that after you've been kind of gardening for a long time, getting into the homestead thing, and you really want to preserve a lot of food for a really long time, freeze dryer is what you want. Let's go ahead and find out exactly what comes with everything when you order one of these freeze dryers. First off, you get one of these oil filters, and this is for after you've cycled the machine 30 some odd times, something like that. I'll have to read the manual for sure, and I'll let you know in a minute. But you put it through this little filter, and you can reuse the oil, which is going to be extremely helpful. There's a lot in this box. We've got an owner's manual, got a firmware troubleshooting guide. This is something pretty much just telling you if you do have an issue with your freeze dryer to contact Harvest Right directly. Don't contact the store that you bought it from. I'm lucky enough to have Harvest Right apparently just on the street from my work. So if I have an issue, I can just take it there and they can fix it for me. If you don't live next to where Harvest Right is at, you can just send it in, they'll fix it, or they actually have techs that will drive to your house and help you with any issues that you're having. Here's a guide to freeze drying. Looks like we've got a power cord and some hoses here. We've got some oxygen absorbers. We got 50 of those. All right, we've got an impulse sealer, and what this is going to do is this is a sealer for your Mylar bags. Put a little oxygen absorber in there, and then you seal it with this, so that way it's airtight. It's completely sealed up. You don't have to worry about it. When I first started looking into these, I definitely thought that this was a separate purchase. I didn't realize that it came with it. That was honestly one of the things that kind of pushed me over the edge to buy one, is that I didn't have to buy all this stuff separately. I didn't have to get the Mylar bags. I didn't have to get the oxygen absorbers, the sealer, none of that. Everything comes with it, which is, I mean, for what you're spending, you would hope it comes with everything, and it does. Here we've got our Mylar bags, and it comes with 5 trays. I actually bought 5 extra trays, so that way if I have one batch that's inside the unit, I can still be getting another one prepped and ready to go and have it ready as soon as this one's done. I can put 5 new trays in and just kind of cycle it through that way. That would probably be my first recommendation on one of the extra things to get. Go ahead and get yourself an extra set of trays. It's going to be helpful. I went with just the normal vacuum pump that comes with it that takes oil. They do have an oilless pump. It's quite a bit more expensive. I think it's over $1,000 more expensive. I have heard good things about it. It's going to be less upkeep, but the upkeep on this isn't all that much, especially with the oil filter. The pump comes with oil, so you don't have to worry about buying oil. And from my understanding, we're going to use about 2/3 of this to get the pump filled up with oil. Vacuum pump owner's manual, which is going to be helpful, especially for me. When they talk about these things taking a lot of power, this is what they're talking about. This is a vacuum pump. It's going to take a lot of power. For the size of freeze dryer that I got, I don't need a special plug, but I do need to have a dedicated, well, they recommend a dedicated outlet, just because this takes a whole lot of power. I've seen 1 or 2 videos on how to get this whole thing set up, but I want to make sure I'm doing it by the manual and not just by what I'm seeing from people on YouTube, kind of like what you're doing right now. So I'll be back. Let me read through some manuals, figure out exactly what I need to be doing here, and then I'll show you how to get this completely set up, ready to go, and get your first batch going. The very first thing that the manual has you do is it wants us to put oil into the vacuum pump. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll kind of bring you in close and show you exactly how that's gonna happen. First thing you wanna do is you wanna get some oil in the vacuum pump. So let's go ahead and pull this off. It just unscrews. All right, we've got that off. And now we need to get oil in there. And if you look right here, we've got a oil level, so you'll be able to see the oil coming in. You've got a minimum and a maximum. I'm gonna try to go about 3/4 of the way up. If you're curious about the oil that they use, it's just their own brand, Harvest Right, but it's just premium high vacuum pump oil. So I'm watching the window to see, as soon as I start seeing some in there, I kind of want to slow down and wait for it to settle and see how much oil is actually in there. We should be about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way through this jug of oil before the pump is full. Okay, so we're just seeing it starting to come up on the indicator here. Right now we're sitting just below halfway. Let's give it just a little bit more. I ended up going just a little bit higher than I wanted to, but I'm still underneath the max, so we're totally fine. And I have about probably a little bit less than 1/4 of the jug left. We've got the oil in the pump, so let's go ahead and get this back on. Now we need to hook this hose here to the pump and to the freeze dryer, and it comes with kind of pre-made ends, so you don't really have to worry about clamps, anything like that. Everything is done right here already. It might go without saying, but you just want to make sure that you're not cross-threading anything when you're putting these on. Go ahead and get this threaded on here. So that threads on really nicely. Just go hand tight with it. You don't want to over tighten anything on here, so go ahead and just go hand tight. You don't want to get vice grips or anything. They say that you can, but try not to. On the pump itself, you've got the connection right here, so you just want to pull this little cap off, screw this on, Once again, this is going on very nicely. I don't think anyone's gonna have an issue with cross-threading. The next thing we have to do is we have to hook the power cord to the back of the unit. It's kind of a small room. I'm gonna do my best to show you what I'm doing here, but this cord right here, this one, it goes to the back of the freeze dryer, and then you take the other end and you put it into an outlet. Since mine is a medium-sized freeze dryer, I don't need any kind of special cord, just a normal, or I don't need a special outlet, just a normal outlet will do. But it does recommend that you have a dedicated 20 amp outlet. So let's go ahead and turn this. Now I'm just gonna take this cord and drop it behind the table here, and then I'm gonna call my old self behind the table, get this plugged in. All right, what's next? Now, when you're plugging your vacuum pump in, your vacuum pump doesn't plug into the wall. What's gonna happen is your vacuum pump is gonna plug into the back of the freeze dryer, and then the freeze dryer is gonna tell the vacuum pump when to turn on and off. So you wanna make sure you get this plug and it goes into the back of your freeze dryer here. Now the next thing that the manual is telling me to do is to make sure that the power is on the vacuum pump. And the way that you do that is you've got a little circle and a line over here. You want to make sure that it is on the line. So you take this and just turn it on. The manual says that you want to always have this on. That way the freeze dryer can tell this when to turn on and off, and it's not going to have any issues with your pump being off. So just make sure that that stays on. At this point, the manual is telling me to do a couple things. It wants me to turn the machine on, but it wants me to check something before I turn it on. Coming out of the machine here is going to be this little valve right here. If this valve is in this position, just like it is right here, you won't be able to create a vacuum seal in the machine. So what you do is, while you're using your machine, this needs to be in the off or in the closed position. So it needs to be perpendicular, just like that. We have another hose here. This hose needs to go on this fitting right here. The lighting is terrible, my apologies. That hose goes right there. And then I'm gonna feed this hose down the side of my table here. You wanna take this hose, bring it underneath your freeze dryer, and put it into a 5-gallon bucket. So that way, after you're done with your batch, you can open that valve, and all the leftover, pretty much what happens is everything gets iced up in there around the walls, and then once your batch is done, all that water or all that ice melts, and you need a way to drain it, and that's what this does. So you want to be able to drain it into a bucket so you can just dump the bucket out. One of the last things it wants me to do here is it wants me to open this. So go ahead and open it. You want to make sure that you have a clean rubber seal around here, and then you also want to make sure that this is sealing properly. This has kind of a 2-stage closing system. You first close it so it latches like that, but that's not latched all the way. You want to twist it again, and you can see it suck all the way in there. Let's turn this bad chicken on and see what happens. Moment of truth. Let's find out. I did something wrong. Let me figure this out. I'll be back. I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. I just wasn't waiting long enough for it to turn on. So I flipped the switch, didn't turn on, so I switched it back the other way. Flipped it again, switched back the other way, and I just wasn't giving it time to, and I had to watch 3 or 4 YouTube videos to figure that out. So when you turn it on, give it a few seconds, because it takes a couple seconds to really turn on. Let's go ahead and go through kind of what you have to do to get your first run going. And that is gonna be, when you first turn it on, push start. You'll hear everything kick on. Might get kind of loud, apologies. Now we want to enter what type of pump we have. We have the Premier oil pump. And I want to save. Now the system is cooling. It's going to take roughly 15 minutes to do that. I'm going to go ahead and explain what the bread run is before this 15 minutes is up. When you very first get your machine, it's going to have a manufacturing smell, kind of a chemical-y smell. You don't want that in the food that you're going to be eating. So what you do is you freeze dry some bread, you let that go through the cycle, and that's going to take away some of that smell. It's going to kind of burn off some of those things on the inside. I've got some Grandma Sycamore's bread, the best bread there is. When the 15 minutes is up, there will be a prompt that comes up on the screen and tells you hey, load your food. So you want to make sure that you are ready to load your food when it tells you it's ready. One thing it doesn't tell you is how much bread you should be using. So I'm doing 10 pieces. I feel like that should be good. Now when the system tells me it's ready to go, I can load this stuff right up. Now we're gonna wait for the 15 minutes to be up. The 15 minutes is up, and right here on the screen it says load trays into freeze dryer, and then in all caps it says close drain valve. It already told us to do that, and we talked about that earlier, so the drain valve's already closed, but anytime you're doing a batch, you wanna make sure that that drain valve is closed before you get this process going. On the screen, there's a big continue button. We're gonna go ahead and push the continue button, and then from there, everything should be automatic. The vacuum pump is gonna turn on and off when it needs to. It's gonna kind of go through the motions of everything that it needs to do. if there is an issue in the process, it's gonna pop up on the screen and tell you that there's an issue, and it's gonna tell you what that issue is. Let's go ahead and push continue. Now it's telling us that it's gonna start freezing, and we got it started. Okay, now that the process is started, I'm gonna come back tomorrow when this is completely done and kind of show you what the bread looks like, how the process went, how I feel about it, kind of my initial thoughts with this whole system in general. Go ahead and comment down below what types of foods are you looking to see freeze-dried, see rehydrated, kind of eaten freeze-dried, just what freeze-drying videos are you interested in. After that, go down, hit the subscribe button. It's gonna help us out a lot and I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. All right, we are back and the cycle is done, but before we check on this bread, if you're interested whatsoever in getting one of these freeze dryers, there's gonna be a link down in the description below, so go ahead and check that out. Right now, this is saying process complete. It is kind of beeping at me. It's been beeping at me for a little while now, but I wasn't ready to film. Per the manual, there's one really important thing at this stage that we need to consider, and that is releasing the vacuum. What the manual kind of warns you about is when you release this vacuum, if your hose is inside of your bucket and there's water inside of that bucket, if you release the vacuum, it's gonna suck the water back into the machine and it's actually gonna ruin your entire batch. So make sure that if you've already done a batch before, you have a little bit of water in there, the hose is in the bucket. When you go to release that vacuum, pull that hose out of the bucket and then release the vacuum so that way it's not sucking anything up through that hose. All right, so let's go ahead and get this vacuum hose opened and release some of this vacuum so we can open this up and see how it works. So the vacuum line is right here on the side. I definitely assumed it was going to be a much bigger hit, but no, not at all. You can hear it. Wasn't very serious. So we released the vacuum. Now all we need to do is open this up. I'm so excited right now. All right, so we got our bread. It definitely feels dry. Let's check this out here. So dry bread, we got the crust is kind of falling off already. Let's see, how does this break? Is it dry? That is dry. No, I'm not gonna eat that. That's not what this process was for. It was just to get some of the chemically smell and get the first batch out of the way. Everything worked just fine. The bread is completely freeze-dried. My initial thoughts on this freeze dryer is, I don't wanna get too much into detail because I wanna do a full review after I've done a few cycles, a few different things, and kind of get a really good feel of how I feel about it. But my initial thoughts are, I'm really, truly impressed. These are expensive machines. This isn't something that you just buy for fun. It's not, you really have to put some thought into paying this kind of money for this piece of equipment. Everything inside here, everything that it comes with, it is a very good package. It comes with really high quality materials, all the valves and the fittings, especially, right here where we're looking at the vacuum hose and the fittings that are on that. Touch screen on it is really awesome. Just the metal, everything within this product is extremely high quality. So far, I am impressed. If I come across something that I'm not impressed about, I will absolutely tell you that I'm not impressed.